But as we know, I mean, web data is notoriously messy, horrible, and lots of it. So there's massive challenges there, aren't there, in taming that particular beast?
Well, there are challenges. All data is messy and horrible. I mean, we've been dealing with accounting data for 50 years. So we've finally figured out a way to identify what is an invoice and how do you manage it. And okay, good. Well, web data, a couple of things. One is, relatively speaking, it's new. There are many different technologies to measure it. They are advancing all the time. And then there are new ways of communicating online. I mean, who knew a year ago that tracking your Twitter data would be important? Well, now it is. Now it's important to go out and listen to the blogosphere and find out what people are saying about you on their Facebook page. We've got to join that up with how are they responding to surveys? How do they actually behave on your website? What is their facial expression as they use your web page? It's interesting to watch what they have done in looking at log files, but watching them actually use it and talking to them directly about how they feel about how easy or difficult your web page is, all of that has to be joined together. It's messy. It's a bit frightening. It is hugely valuable and an amazing competitive advantage when it can all be brought together.
So in terms of the barriers to organisations perhaps becoming more customer-centric, I mean, there obviously is the data management issue.
Yep.
What other issues are there, do you think, that organisations need to overcome, really, in order to move to being far more customer-centric?
Well, philosophy is number one.
Yeah.
If I'm the shoe manufacturer that knows how to make shoes, then that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I have to comprehend from the top that customer centricity is important. Then I've got to get a handle on the data, which is silo nightmare for so many reasons in so many ways. Then there's this funny middle management problem of change management. Senior managers get it. Executive level, the board level, yes, they understand it. The people doing the job at the coalface, they understand it. The people in the middle who are compensated based on headcount are disinclined to use this data to analyze their success because it might impact their income poorly. They need to be re-educated. Their compensation package needs to be changed. So there's another set of issues. It is a problem of the entrepreneurial spirit which says, I'm smart enough to do any of this, so I'm going to do it and I'm going to make decisions. Instead, it's having the confidence to turn some of those decisions over to your customers. They own your brand. It is their perception of you that matters, and you can't just go out and create it anymore and tell them what to think. They're telling each other what they think.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to listen to that. You've got to be able to accept the customer as a member of the team. So change management in philosophy, change management sometimes in corporate structure. Certainly the data is a tough beast to tame. Making sure that it is collected in one place, that it is not just, there is a term I'm looking for, and maybe you have it. There is data normalization. So I've got John Smith, John Q. Smith, Mr. John Smith, and I've got to make all of those, that's just one guy. Fine, normalization. But when I've got contact center data and Salesforce automation data and web data and purchase data, I have to put those all into one warehouse, if you want to call it that, and connect them. And there's a word for that, and I don't know what it is, but there's got to be a way to mesh them together so that all that data are meaningful together.
Yeah.
So that when a call goes into the call center, or an activity, a behavior happens on the website, or something happens at the till in the store, it triggers other marketing. And that's where this is all heading, the automation of marketing for the benefit of the customer.
Yeah. But it was also interesting to hear, what you were also saying was that organisations, as well as managing and taming their data, need to develop better listening skills.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's a huge challenge. Yeah. It is something that we all like to talk about. It's something that we know to be valuable and true, but actually taking the time to survey your customers, to listen to the blogosphere, to bring in for a focus group, and pay attention to it and use it, rather than just say, well, they're just saying that, I don't agree with them. You have to understand that, no, actually, they are paying the bills, and they're right.
Right.
And that's a challenge. That's a human challenge.
Yeah.